Good morning, everyone. Here is a follow-up video to my presentation of the Sachs Quarz rear derailleur. I wanted to answer a comment on a video, and I realized there was quite a lot to say about this, and it might interest all the viewers, so I decided to make a second video. The commentator said, "Oh, this derailleur is not nicer than a Campagnolo Record." I guess he meant of the same era, and it's true. Campagnolo has set the mark for refinement, elegance, and beautiful polishing and beautiful manufacturing for decades. And I changed, I would say. Sadly, it looks definitely not as nice as it used to, but the 90s Campagnolo Record derailleurs, of course, were wonderful. Yet there are some differences that I wanted to point regarding that, is because I realized in the first video I didn't mention what for me is the most important use case for this Sachs Quarz derailleur, which is now standing on a MKS pedal as a stand, which you can't get a fancier stand than that. My favorite use case for this derailleur is to use it in the Shimano Campagnolo road shifter combination that probably many of you know about. You use a Shimano 8-speed drivetrain with Campagnolo 10-speed shifters and brake levers that you use on a road bike, and it's compatible. It's one of the few occurrences where Shimano and Campagnolo road elements are perfectly compatible. There's a very good video of Ultra Romance, Ronnie Romance, where he demonstrates that and builds up the bike with this setting. It's a very good setting because you get these Campagnolo drifters that are definitely nicer than the Shimano ones. I mean, they're just nicer looking, which for me is the most important. And the Shimano one, of course, works perfectly, but the Campagnolo one just looked better, and they usually feel better for most people in the hand. Yet you still get Shimano's long cage mountain bike derailleur capacity, which allows you to have low gearing, because the problem of Campagnolo, you could of course run full Campagnolo everything, but you end up with a smaller gear, something like 39-25 or something like this. It's fine if you're a fit road racer, but there's nothing like going off-road with that, or carrying a lot of bags or a trailer or anything. Or even just riding around with your kids and riding at a slower pace, which is something that I enjoy doing. So what you need for that is a Shimano 8-speed rear derailleur, and this is exactly what this is. The Sachs Quarz is, you can replace it directly with the Shimano 8-speed derailleur. They're just the same in terms of compatibility, and I would say this is a way nicer option than a nicer looking option than Shimano 8-speed derailleurs of the time. And there's something, so that's what I meant about best derailleur ever. And of course, it's something you can't do with a Campagnolo Record derailleur of the 90s. You can use your Campagnolo Record, of course, easily with friction shifters, because you can use everything with friction shifters. But as soon as you go what they call Shimergo setup, so Shimano drivetrain, Campagnolo ergo shifters, then you can't use your Campagnolo derailleur. That's why I think this Sachs Quarz derailleur is a very, very good option. And what I talked about the last time, the setting screws that goes both for screwdrivers and hex keys. This, as far as I know, isn't offered on Campagnolo derailleurs. The Campagnolo derailleurs of the 90s, they usually have here up front 2 screws that are for screwdrivers only. Of course, it's not the end of the world. It works just as good. It's just to point out a few differences. And what this derailleur has was very, very, very nice. I forgot to show you in the first video, but that's almost the most important feature. If you take out this titanium bolt, the cable bolt, you will see right away. Underneath it, if it's a second generation Sachs Quarz derailleur, like this one is, it doesn't apply for the first generation, but second generation, I think you have to look it up on Disraeli's website. It should be, I guess they changed in 96 or 95. They changed the generation. You have two grooves. You see that? You have two cable grooves, and you have a hole in the, you can see it. There's a hole in the cable screw. And this allows you to pick, here again, you have to check which one is which on Disraeli's website. But if I remember well, if you put the cable through this groove, the one that goes through the hole, it's Shimano indexing system compatible, so SIS, 8-speed. But if you put it through this groove, it's compatible with what was at the time Sachs ARIS, ARIS indexing system. And if I'm not mistaken, the ARIS system indexing system is the same as the Campagnolo one, because Campagnolo used to make the drifters for Sachs. If you have a bike with the Sachs New Success road group set, they have Campagnolo made drifters, and you can tell they look just like Campagnolo drifters with a Sachs logo on them. So correct me if I'm wrong, if there's someone in the comments who knows about that, but so this derailleur is compatible both with Shimano SIS indexing system and Sachs ARIS system, which, as far as I know, is the same as Campagnolo. So it's a Campagnolo road. Well, Campagnolo is road anyway. So this means it would be a derailleur compatible with both Shimano and Campagnolo. How about that? Imagine that today. Imagine someone making, let's say, a man bike derailleur, like Shimano making a new XT derailleur with somewhere you can, there's no cable on the SRAM derailleurs anymore, but let's say Shimano makes an Ultegra new derailleur where there's a second groove for the cable, and if you put it through the groove, it's compatible with Campagnolo. Would that be amazing? There's no way in the world they're going to do that, but it's what people did in the 90s, and I think it's a great feature that needed to be mentioned. So here is the complementary information on that derailleur. So yes, what I meant, best derailleur in the world, it's not really that it's also much better looking than any other. In my opinion, it's actually better looking than most derailleurs I've ever seen, but is that on top of that, it's very, very bomb proof, but it's compatible with so much stuff. Of course, friction, but with Shimano indexing, with probably Campagnolo indexing, with Sachs indexing, with Sachs mountain bike, with Shimano mountain bike, with grip shift. Of course, I used to run this derailleur with grip shift in the 90s as I was a teenager. And it's long cage, and it goes to 32, probably 34. So you can use a big cassette, you can use it on 2x, you can use it on 3x. Actually, how gears should be made, to be used with as much stuff as possible and work forever. Have a nice day, everyone.